And we're live. It's Whiskey Watches and Wheels, and we are back, baby. I missed you, fellas. Look at those smiling faces over there. Boys, introduce yourselves.
Casey.
I'm James.
Kevin.
And I am Matt. We are happy to be back. It's been like 6 weeks. Well, actually, it's been 4 weeks, I think, for probably Casey and Kevin and I, and like 6 weeks for James, because James missed the 2 episodes at the end of the year. Mm-hmm. And we didn't necessarily intend on taking a long break, but at the same time, we got into it and we had the holidays and then I had to miss some time and all that. And we're like, you know what, we've been good all year. Let's just take December, recoup, decompress, and we'll come back strong. And here we are.
I did none of that.
You did none of that?
No, I worked very hard.
You left the country though.
Bitch, I saw a picture of you on some beach somewhere. So what are you talking about? You worked?
That was in November.
That was work.
Okay.
Right. I wish it was work.
Yeah.
That was November. December is very tough for work, but I'm glad it's over.
I can't say anything. I worked the entire Christmas break as well, other than a couple of days of Christmas time. I'm
glad, Casey, you made your numbers, buddy.
Thank you. I get to keep doing stupid things for another year.
It's a beautiful thing, right?
Excellent.
So did you guys, while we're getting caught up, did you guys do anything special over the break or anything? Anything new or interesting or anything you want to chit chat about?
I cooked a whole hell of a lot of food on Christmas.
Which I found oddly odd.
Yeah. So it's just my wife and I, Ashley. But each year we kind of pick a theme and we'll make food from that theme. So I think last year we did. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Last year I think we did like 7 fishes, the Italian 7 fishes. I don't remember the past ones. But this year we did Mexican food. So I made carnitas and ceviche. And
so Boxing Day was a blast.
It was.
Did you make octopus?
Made octopus on the grill. Made a couple different salsas. It was fantastic. We ate on it.
That's what I think when I think Mexican. I think octopus.
I saw the octopus. Right, exactly. He mentioned Mexican. I saw the octopus. And I'm like, are you fishing? It looks like bait. What are you doing?
Nope. So shrimp and octopus is very big on the Yucatan Peninsula. I bought a fresh cookbook just for this meal, and it was obviously one of the dishes in the cookbook, and it was fantastic. Thank you.
Because as a Mexican, that's what I think Mexican food is, Yucatan Peninsula. Yeah, okay.
Well, we ate from all over the country. It was fantastic. And the carnitas was much easier to make than I thought it would be. But they were so good. Using ham hocks. Did 2 smoked ham hocks in there with the pork butt. Oh, so good. So good. Highly recommend.
I'm sure George is listening to this and agreeing with me too, going,
yeah,
octopus.
Listen, I
Mexican.
can show you the cookbook. It's a fantastic cookbook.
Who's it done by? Judith Smith.
I guarantee you it was written by some white dude.
Yeah.
You're wrong. I'm looking it up right now, and I will prove this because you dicks.
This is off topic.
If this guy's last name is not Lopez or what, I'm going to be like,
It's called Mi Cochina, and it's by Rick Martinez. And he's from Mexico. He lives here in America, decided to go back, spent 5 years, I believe, 32 states, 156 cities, 20,000 miles traveling across the country to get these recipes and compile this cookbook.
All right. Well, Rick, if you're listening, this gringo over here disagrees. Octopus is not Mexican food. But
you're wrong. You're wrong.
Oh, I'm not saying I'm not wrong. I'm wrong about everything, but I still believe I'm right, and that's really all that matters. At the end of the day, me believing.
I've never had any of my tias and tios cook octopus, but hey, I'm not from the Yucatan, so
there you go. Maybe they did carnitas better, but I'm telling you, this cookbook was spot on. It was really good.
I love it.
James is like, all right, shut up.
James is like, whatever. There's enough about Mexican food. We didn't do jack squat. I mean, we had Thanksgiving with all the family over, and then Christmas Eve with the family over, and my son's college graduation in the middle of all that. So I had literally 3 weeks in a row, or every other week I had the entire house full of family. But other than that was pretty much it.
Any birthday parties?
Yeah, from Thanksgiving to Christmas, there were 22, exactly 22 birthdays that Matt celebrated.
No birthdays, just graduation.
Well, I mean, Jesus' birthday on the 25th, but I mean, hey.
Well, this is true. I didn't know him though, not personally, so I don't celebrate.
You follow him on Instagram.
Yeah, exactly. Except he's Mexican. He's called Jesus. So
nice.
But no, that was it. We didn't do anything special, other than the fact that I've been hitting the gym trying to get my fitness on. And
nice.
I bought you'll love this. Stacy wanted a bicycle for Christmas, so I bought her a bicycle. And immediately thought to myself, this is not going to go over very well because I'm going to give her a bike and she's not going to want a bike by herself. And then, so I'm going to have to go buy myself a bike. And literally within 3 days of Christmas, I had to go buy myself a bike. So but it is what it is.
You didn't get a tandem bike?
Oh, that'd be
cute. Dude, no, get out of here. No way.
Perfect, James.
That would be perfect. I mean, listen, out of the four of us, if someone's going to be with a wife on a tandem bike, it would probably be me.
Oh yeah.
But
in the back.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, in the back. Yeah, letting her drive. Listen, we're always doing stuff. What hiking? Went on a freaking 10-mile hike the other day. So
nice. That's excellent.
Yeah,
good for you, man.
Fight a dinosaur.
Good for you. Awesome.
All right. What about you, Kev? Anything special?
I think I told you guys I went to that Kentucky, right? On one of the episodes. I worked.
I think so. Yeah.
Worked. Went to St. Augustine. Didn't do much.
I went to see Goose. I went to Goosemas in Charleston. So
the fuck is Goosemas?
It's the holiday shows for the band Goose. So 2 days.
Never heard of that.
You should. It's a jam band.
I'm sorry.
Why would you?
Listen, sometimes I'm with James. Sometimes I have heard of his stuff. This one, I mean, I joke that I haven't, but I haven't heard of Goose.
It's all good.
Other than the guy that died in Top Gun, I don't know Goose.
Yeah, it's all good. We had a blast. It was fun. Saw lots of people, and it was good. And then I bought another 912, the exact same car that I already have. So
red for red.
I see nothing wrong with this.
No. I mean,
not at all.
Hey, didn't you buy a new car, Casey?
Are we talking about that?
Well, you tell us. Are we talking about that?
Yeah, it's official. I'll tell a story about the damn dealer. But anywho, for Christmas, the wife got a 2017 Cayman S 718 in what's it called? Graphite blue metallic or something color. Pretty cool color. She picked it out. It's got a
bluish gray, right?
Yeah, it's kind of a dark blue gray. Two-tone interior, blue and a gray.
Interior's badass. Yeah.
Light gray interior. It's an interesting car. I mean, PDK is awesome. It's got sport exhaust, sports chrono, which are really the options that were mandatory. But other than that, I think it has zero other options. It is the most base S model I've ever seen in my life. There's the mirrors are power, but seats are manual. It doesn't have auto climate control.
So it's a race car.
Yeah. Okay. It really is. It's we've taken it on several drives over the weekends and stuff to vineyards and whatnot, and it's awesome. It's a lot of fun. It has all the
hunting
right stuff.
octopus.
Yeah. And I totally understand why people like it. It's really neutral. It's quick. It's a lot of fun.
You don't find it pointy?
Pointy.
Yeah, I mean it's so sharp. I mean I've driven GT4, and that thing just is like on rails.
Yeah, I would say I find the suspension pretty nice. I especially for Ashley, I think especially in like standard normal mode, it's a great in town car. When you go to Sport Plus, you can definitely feel it stiffen up. But did I feel, or at least the way I've driven it thus far, I don't feel like it's too much for sure.
Well, no, I don't think too much, but it just, on my 991 versus the Cayman, it just feels a little bit different. Do you get the same thing out of the 997?
Yeah, it certainly does feel very different. Although interior wise, it's like I feel like it's the same car.
Yeah, it's kind of like getting in a Honda. Honda is a Honda. Yeah, right. You always know where the clutch catches. It's kind of the same thing.
But in reference to like how Ashley and I sit in the car, our shoulder width, or how close we are. I know the newer 911s. Everybody said they're bigger, wider, etc. And perhaps you can kind of feel that a little bit when we were at PEC. But this one really feels very similar interior wise to the 997. So it's very, she is able to go from in the 997 to the 718 and kind of have her bearings. So it's very nice. It's a great car.
Are you letting her drive it?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Well, it's more livable too. You have a frunk and a trunk. It's nice.
It has a lot of room for sure.
Yeah.
No cup holders. You got the two in the dash, but Ashley carries the massive
the Stanley thing.
Yeah. So I had to go searching for a cup holder for her to be able to slot in, and the one that everybody if you search for the one that everybody likes, apparently the gentleman had some health issues and no longer producing them. So I found another. It's called Goes to 11, but it's like GOESXI something whatever. But anyway, it's it's just like a poly base with two like bicycle cup holders or bottle holders that are fixed in, and so you can spread it just a little bit and the Stanley cups drop in. It goes under the floor mat, the base does. So it's sturdy enough. We're under 6 inches, 8 inches of snow right now, so it's not drivable, but it holds the Stanley cups. So
that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sweet.
Well, that's a sharp looking car.
Dealer's been a piece of shit.
Why? What happened?
So
fuck them dealers. Tell us about it.
It was a nightmare. I wish I could have bought it from Connor, but they didn't have anything in the time frame. We found this one, but so we bought it, and they said they were going to ship it. They shipped it 3 days late. The driver, the poor guy, had literally drove overnight to get it to our house from Atlanta to our door. He arrived at like 6 a.m. to drop it off. The title they didn't send the title. So I went to try to register it, to put a plate on it, whatever. And the paperwork provided wasn't sufficient. It was incomplete. So I had to have them forward me some new paperwork. Title still didn't show up. So I had to call a bitch. And they're like, oh, we filled out your name incorrectly. It's going out. So then waited another couple of days, still wasn't there. And I was like, dude, what the fuck is going on? So it just arrived tonight, actually. We bought it the 23rd of November, something like that. So,
that wasn't from Carvana, right?
It was not Carvana, but it might as well have been in the way they treated me.
Don't beat yourself up about the shipping. I've never had a car come on time. So, and it's typically what happens is it goes out to bidders, somebody picks it up, and then they shop it out, and
it wasn't so much the time from pickup to delivery. It was the fact that they said it was going to ship. They said the shipper was arriving and still didn't ship for 3 days.
That happens all the time. Like because the shipper says I'm going to be there, and then they tell the dealership that, and then they never show up. And that's what happens all the time with me. Oh, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there. This isn't the same guy I talked to. Oh, I got this Russian guy that doesn't speak any English. I thought you were going to be the one who picks up the car. And it's happened in every single one of my cars.
Yeah, I feel that business, I've read a lot about Reliable and all these other carriers and how they're all kind of shady. I mean, for lack of a better word, it seems that, man, if you were honest and on time and could drive a manual and have a covered trailer, you could make a killing because people would use you.
You can't because nobody wants to pay that kind of money.
It's no different in any one of the other trades. You know what I mean? If you would show up to paint somebody's house when you said you were going to show up, you would make a killing. If you mowed somebody's lawn when you said you were going to show up or did home improvements, all you have to do is be reliable and honest, and you're gonna do fine.
Yeah, we talk about that actually with getting stuff done in the house. Like if you would just answer your phone and show up on time, I swear to God, I don't care what you ask for. I'm going to pay it because at least I know you're doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Well, but going back to your Reliable, I used Reliable cross country when I bought my E30 convertible, and those are trucks supplied by Reliable, so it's not like they're backdooring it here.
Right.
So that, I was like, this was my first time shipping. This was years ago. And I just opened up, that like the BMW magazine or the Porsche magazine. The ads work.
Yeah. Well, and that's the key there. I mean, I deal with, freight all day long as part of my job profile. And, if you can find an owner operator that can afford the insurance that's required to carry, to especially transport vehicles, then you're golden. The problem is a lot of these guys can't afford the insurance. So you have to hire a broker that carries the insurance bond, then subs out these guys. And that's what you get. You get, Russians or people who don't speak English or whatever. And they're just, there to operate. And God forbid if something happens, then the broker's carrying the insurance bond. So
yeah, I've only shipped 2 cars, and both of them were Russian or Ukrainian. I'm sure they don't like mixing those two up right now, but I don't know how they have the market cornered. But they certainly seem to.
Dude, have you seen the roads in Romania? There you go. If you can drive there, you can drive anywhere. So, well, James, you jogged my memory real quick, and I'll just tell something real quick. So on Carvana, I know a guy that bought a BMW 5 Series in 2022. Heart of COVID, when everything was going crazy with that company, right? Bought it, and they offered the deal where you can keep it for like 5 days. If you don't like it, you call them. They bring you something different or whatever, right? So he had like an Audi, didn't like it. Got an Audi SUV, didn't like it. So ended up, after like the 3rd or 4th time, ended up on the 5 Series, right? 2022. He hasn't made one payment yet. So literally somewhere, and the paperwork got lost. His financial provider has never charged anything. He contacted Carvana a couple times in the very beginning, saying, and there's like, we're juggling some stuff around, but whatever like that. It's been since like it's 2025, dude. He hasn't made one payment yet.
Wow.
And he got title, like he's titled. Did he?
No, he's not titled. So it's in his name. So he's got registration. So he's got a regular tag and all that. He's got no title because he hasn't paid for the car. But he just goes and gets it registered every year because he's got, it's in his name. He's got a not bill of sale, but paperwork that he bought the car. There's just whoever is supposed to be the title, the lien holder has never charged him anything.
That's bizarre, man.
And he has no idea who it's supposed to be because it was through Carvana, so.
And how do you get rid of it though?
Well, that's the thing. You don't. I mean,
you call Carvana and get another car.
Right. You're going to drive the car for forever. And one of the things that's going to happen, when it breaks down, you go to the sketchiest part of town, you leave it on the side of the road, you walk away and you go buy something else. I mean, at this point, he's just putting the money in his pocket every month.
Yeah.
Well, apparently Carvana is back in the news again with them kind of
cooking the books.
That's the way to put it. So let's see how long that lasts. But I know
something
some
about
people are pocketing money there.
Yeah, the owner, the CEO, and then his dad have 2 different companies, and they're basically just doing the smoke and mirrors with the money game.
Yeah, yep. So they've been called out.
It's bizarre, but I kind of like it that we're talking about it because I think it provides a good opportunity to short it. I don't know what the stock is today, but the article I read was saying it was at like 120 or something. But these things go on for some time. It's been a couple years since they revamped. It's at 197 at close today, down just about 1%. Yeah. But I mean, short that, do a long short, and see if you can make some money on it. Hell.
Well, you drive by them. At least we have one here in Orlando. You drive by it. The vending machine novelty thing is always halfway empty. It's never full. There's not a lot of cars there. So, I mean, I've never been one on their business model, but everyone else that had that business model, like Vroom and all them, they're out of business. So how they're doing so well, so to speak, is
the article that I read just lends itself again to cooking the books, but how they're in the subprime loan space, and that they are extending these payments out in, let's just say, indefinitely. Therefore, they don't have to report it as bad loans because they're still giving them terms, and therefore their books are looking, at least $200 a share.
Well, if you give out loans, but you never send or collect any payments, it's good. You got a free card.
Their loan approval is 100%. You cannot get turned down by Carvana.
It's bizarre. Wow. I don't understand it.
Dodge Chargers for everybody. Isn't that the car of the poor people? Dodge Chargers.
Well,
Chargers and Challengers.
No, apparently it's the car of Mecum Auctions down in Kissimmee.
Chargers, Challengers, and Nissan Altimas.
That's right. It's like 3 pages. That and Corvettes. That's what.
We all expect Corvettes, but do we all go over and find 12 of these Hellcats? No, there were 16 Hellcats.
Challengers. Yeah. I mean, there's. I was trying to look through. I was looking at 12 pages, and there's like over 30 something pages. There's over 1,000 cars because I'll be going to that next
Friday,
Saturday, Friday,
Saturday. Yes.
Saturday. Wait, hold up. You're going out to Phoenix?
Kissimmee.
No,
Kissimmee.
It's here with me.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry.
So Kissimmee, I'll be down there. Dave and I will be down there, and Kevin will be down there. We'll be down there for the Friday Saturday auction.
Well, which week is 2 weeks in a row?
I'll have the big thing that says like baller.
I know. And when I find a car that I'm looking for and go, oh, Kevin's registered, right?
That's right.
Yeah, I had to go through. I had to get all this crap done for it, like get a proof of funds and.
Yeah. Once you told me that, I was like, I'm not registering. But I know we're skipping around here. If we want to do that a little bit later. But
no, it doesn't matter. No. Listen. We have no order, dude. We're chilling,
guys. So later on in the show, we're going to talk about Rolex.
we are later on.
Yeah, but what I found really interesting is because Kevin, it's not just next week. It started on January 7th, right?
Yesterday. Yeah.
So what I found, if you start going through the early days, that's where all the interesting Porsches are, and as you get further on to the big weekend. That's where all the muscle comes in. That's where all the muscle coming in. There's not a lot
because
of
all of the 935s and 917s, those are all Friday, Saturday. Skylines,
I get that. But when you're talking about a 911 versus the muscle Porsches versus American muscle, it's coming near the end.
Yeah,
right?
And I think they're going to see who's going to weigh out if it's going to be Cobra, because that one Cobra that's the most winningest Cobra. I think that will go for a lot of money, and then naturally the Steve McQueen car, and also the Niki
Lauda.
I think the Niki Lauda car might. I don't know. Both of them are pretty. But there's some other cars in there too, like La Hang or something like that. There's 1 and 4. It's some like swoopy car. I mean, that's way up there as well.
Well, what I think is really interesting is all the race cars, right? So you're talking about the Niki Lauda 910, but, there's multiple Mario Andretti cars.
Tons of Indy cars.
Yeah, really cool.
Yeah.
So are these American muscle cars? Are they all like the Scat Pack, like top trim?
There's Corvettes and Mustangs and everything.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's
I
went through. There were 16 of those Charger looking.
Yeah, I mean, you got everything.
I even looked at a Dodge Omni GLH, which stood for Goes Like Hell. They made 500 of them that Shelby made, and it was a little Omni, 225 horsepower or 195. I used to have a CSX one, which was the Plymouth or like the Shadow version of it, and that car's like immaculate too. I don't know what it's going to go for, but I'm not allowed to buy that car.
So I'm going to suggest that these Dodge Challenger SRT Demons are going to be soft when you have 16 in a row.
Yeah, that was a limited production, but people bought them just to do this, and I don't think they're going to get the money that they
but if I had bought one and I show up and there's 15 others, I'm going to be a little worried.
I'm going to be interested. I want to see what this 2018, the 911 GT2 RS goes for with 93 miles on it.
So that's just a car you put in your living room or your great room.
I would like to do that.
No, I drive it. If I have the money to buy it, I'm going to fucking drive it. I'm not.
I get it. So
you got an Eleanor clone, a couple Eleanor clones.
Well, were there any favorites from you guys?
Yeah, I'm tagged all over. I got my eyes on.
What do you have? Are you not going to say?
No, I say there's a Integra Type R, JDM spec 97 Champion White, 2 Skylines,
Supra.
Nope, I saw the Supra, but I'm not a fan of Supra. These are the ones that I'm gonna possibly maybe bid on.
Nice.
And then a Corvette 57 my wife likes.
Okay.
But honestly, so I literally just got a text message today saying that I'll show you guys since I'm like, it's way over right now. So it's this car right here. It's a Integra Type R. I just bid on it for $1,100. It's already at $35,000.
That's insane.
It's a one owner or two owners. It's got like 30,000 miles on it. It's a 4.5 rating.
Is this a pre-bid?
No, this is like on
brand trailer.
Brand trailer.
Okay. So this car is one that I was like, okay, 2025, 35 grand, boom. And it just started at 432.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I think this is going to set an all-time high for that car.
I mean, I get that it's our age people that, wanted those things when we were young, but it's still a fucking Honda that sounds like interior wise, it's just shitty.
Well, no, this is all badass. This is Recaro. Everything's Recaro. But to have it that preserved with 30,000 miles, that's why it's bringing premium. I mean, they did an ice, ice thing on the engine, cleaning and all that stuff. So he spent money on it. It's ceramic coated. It's immaculate car. It's probably one of the best ones I've seen. But I had no idea it was going to go for $35,000 in such a short time. It'll probably, I don't know. Someone went out strong. It went to like, boom, to 30 to 35, and we'll see what it ends up at. But I'm following it. So they got my $250, and I guess they refund it once the auction's over.
Cool.
I was raised trailer trash. I want this 1990 IROC Z.
Well, hey, there's a couple 914s in there.
I'm sure you can get them right down the road here too.
How about, hey Kevin, did you see those Hiawatha doodlebugs
on Meekum? I looked at every single car there. So what's a doodlebug?
So my question is, look at that thing.
I just skipped all those. I have a couple saved that I have. The CB77. So I want to see what those go for at the auction because I have another one I can restore. But no, I'm not a fan of those scooters. There's a bunch of Groms on there as well that I see for selling. This little whizzer.
I like all these mid 80s Indy cars with the no reserve.
Yes.
That should be fun. But this is the one I'm going after, Kevin. So thank you for registering.
Okay.
Use Kevin's registration.
Here we go. Boom. I got to retire soon, so I need some supplemental income.
Good humor, man. When I think of good humor, I think of James.
Yeah, I think that's pretty interesting.
I'll probably go for it. I will probably go for 15 to 20 grand.
It's killer.
Dude, here's a Mercedes Suzuki.
I saw that.
The two-door G-Wagon.
It's going to flip. It's going to flip over before it hits the stage.
Yeah.
So I've never been to one of these like Barrett or Meekum. I've always been to like the local ones that we have, and they're always just shit.
Yep.
So it's going to be. The amount of money that I see that they're pouring into this thing with over 1,000 cars, it would be neat just to go to it. So.
Well, what I find very interesting is that Meekum is selling Jerry Seinfeld's Paul Newman's 917. I would think that they would be going to one of the more premier.
They're probably cutting
houses.
They're cutting him a hell of a deal, not 10%. So they're probably to get a headliner car like that. A lot of times, sometimes to do it for free.
Mm-hmm.
So, and when you're talking millions of dollars, 10% of that, there's no chump change.
Okay, toss out your number. What you think this thing is going to go for?
6.
Damn.
6 what?
Million?
6 million? No,
More?
25
million.
That's my guess. Yeah.
I'm not throwing a number out there because I have no clue. I don't even have. I have no idea what that thing would go for.
And that car was the one that was the car that was in the movie too, that he drove in the car. So he had Jerry, we're on the first name basis, but we I guess he's had the car for over 20 years.
Yeah, so interesting story that it was owned by Brian Redmond, right? Because he drove the car. He was the actual stunt driver for Paul Newman in the movie. He bought it, and he turned around and sold it when his wife wanted to get a new house, and he sold it for $48,000. So, and then of course it wound up in Jerry Seinfeld's hands, but I think it'll be a $25 million car.
Do we know? This is probably a stupid question, admittedly, but do we know what is pushing the sale? Like, why is he selling it now?
He was on Spike's podcast around the holidays, and I don't know they do. I think it was one of those things where it's just time for it to go. It was sitting there, and it just, he's one of those collectors that, although he hangs on stuff for a longer time, he has no problem getting rid of stuff at the same time. So I think it was just something that he wanted to go.
Yeah, he sells. What, he sold like 25 cars.
Yeah,
3 years ago down at Amelia.
Yeah. I mean, he's not quite like Jay Leno volume, but he has a lot of stuff. So I mean, he turns over stuff without a problem.
Interesting.
So yeah, while we're talking about cars, and watches, we'll parlay into watches because at least one of my favorite manufacturers, Tag Heuer, is back as the primary timekeeper for F1. We talked about that a little bit in our group chat. They have replaced Rolex as the primary sponsor in F1 racing. And I don't know what that means in regards to what it will do for F1 or Tag Heuer sales.
I know it'll do nothing for the timekeeping. It just will come down to how much money they're going to be plunking out there.
Well, they definitely plunked out a lot.
It's over $1 billion deal. So it includes Moet, Hennessy, Louis Vuitton, and Tag. So it's everything because it's LVMH conglomerate. So that's why there's no real figures that I've seen. That's just for Tag, because it's a bundled package. So the champagne, for all the races, are going to be Moet. I don't know what they're going to do for Hennessy, but
we got champagne and malt liquor. So I mean, I'm not trying to stereotype.
It is a good cognac. I mean, it's from the French region. It's a good cognac. I mean, when people think. You don't even drink, so you don't even have a say in any of this stuff.
And listen, I'm not stereotyping, but when I think Hennessy, I don't think F1. That's all I'm saying. I think street rods. You know what I think of? I think of Hellcats. I think of Hellcats. When I think of Hennessy, I think of Hellcat Chargers. That's what I think of.
Okay.
Just saying.
So
I'll say it.
I guess they started out at 10 million, then it went to 50 million, and they probably don't see that. They don't need the money. Like Rolex doesn't need the money. And I think from going from 10 to 50, and now they're saying that it's over 3 times that amount. And the reason why F1 is charging so much is because of the Netflix. There's so many people. I mean, James, you can attest to this. So many Netflix and the social media, but Netflix is a big. I mean, even myself, I'll be honest with you. I was not into F1 until I watched the Netflix series, and now, I mean, I have F1 on my phone. We watch it all the time. Yes, I knew Lewis Hamilton and some of the big names. You knew all of those. Schumacher, yeah. So, but now, I mean, hey, I know all of the drivers, and now they can charge. Think about it. Now they can charge $100 for a hat or $200 for. So that's the same thing that they're doing with F1, I guess, for their sponsors. I mean, it's a huge. You're getting the brand recognition. I don't know. Do we say that we start collecting tags now?
I've always said it. Listen, I know people laugh at me, but I mean, I have tags. I have a couple of them, and I like tags.
No, we laugh at the Invictas.
No, I don't have those anymore. I don't have any more. Those are with the Chargers and the Hennessy. So I don't have any more Invictus.
Well,
those have been relegated to flea markets.
Bernard Arnault, the owner, the guy is worth between $200 and $233 billion. So this is a drop in the bucket.
So yeah, he'll make that an interest in 1 year. I mean,
yeah. Listen, I like Tag Heuer. I always have. I know they've been panned, especially for like the 80s and 90s. I think over the last 10 years.
Yeah, but there's a history there, Matt.
There is a history. And don't get me wrong, they were garbage. They were garbage.
No, I'm saying there's history there.
I know. Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yes. I mean, especially before, when it was Heuer, before, Tag came into play.
Yeah, in the 80s.
A lot of Heuer history there. And, this Tag has a lot of heritage with F1. I mean, they were one of the very first. They were the very first sponsor from a watchmaker perspective back in '69. So they've been with F1 for an extremely long period of time.
Tag is everywhere.
So.
Which is funny because they don't make stopwatches anymore.
But you have a couple. You have a couple.
I've been collecting them. Yeah, I've been hoarding them up. Actually,
hoarding.
Yeah, I've put 2 in my Carrera 85. I put a little dash mount. I made a little dash mount, so I made the mount. So I've been trying to collect them if I can find a good deal. But I'm seeing that they're going up in pricing, and that's every time I want something, it goes up in price.
Your dash mount, would that accept any other?
Yes.
It's a 912.
Great. Okay.
No, it's adjustable. So
good deal.
That the holder that holds them is actually for an airplane. So I had to get them from England, and I traced them, found out the source, and then I made my little mount. So
just like the leather. Yeah. Well, I've got a friend who has a set of Seikos that I would like to pry from him.
Well, you're selling your collection anyways to me, so I mean,
just give them away.
Just give them my name.
Yeah. I sense some bartering going on. I'll trade you. I'll trade you a stopwatch holder for a couple watches.
No, that stopwatch holder is not worth that much. Well, I thought about, everybody has Charles, he does Porsches and stuff. So hey, I got quite the collection. I told my wife I got I'm 50 watches now. So I'm like,
nice.
I have one for almost every week. So
just you and me, buddy.
Yeah. I can maybe start putting them on the website.
Damn it, man. I'm going to step it up, man. Well, I'm only at 28, so I gotta step up my game.
Casey?
I've got 12.
Nice. But you got watch rolls.
Come up.
Dude, that's a long way from when, literally a year ago you were at you had an Apple Watch a year ago.
Oh yeah.
No, I take back an Apple Watch and a Rolex.
Well, yeah, and now a watch roll.
Yeah.
And a watch
Just
roll.
saying.
Yes, true. Thank you very much, James.
Yeah. Hey,
I used that and it worked great.
Excellent.
Yeah. I packed my watches and I only wore one. The one time that I did.
Well, that's fine. Yeah. But hey, speaking of collecting shit, you see that Hot Wheels collection that's going up for sale?
And the Star Wars collection.
Yep.
There's a Star Wars collection. The guy's worth $30 million. Why is everybody partying away with stuff? Do they think this people are just going to start? I don't know.
That or they're old
or they
and
need
they don't
money.
think their kids don't want it, so they're
either that or they need money.
Who knows? But as far as home decoration, where are you going to put the couch?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, that you set that up, and the bidding is starting at $6,000. Which, when you look at, there's 4,500 Hot Wheels. I mean, that's
insane.
Yeah,
but here's the thing: is
nuts.
They're not the primo ones. They're starting from 1988.
Correct.
So those high dollar Hot Wheels,
the pink bus, that's worth $3 million. Yeah.
So I went out to real quick, Casey. I went out to Monterey a few years ago, and at one of the car shows there, they had the primo collector of Hot Wheels, and they had all these Hot Wheels there, including that pink van, one of one, and it was pretty cool. But it's kind of funny, just like people look at car collectors and go, "You spent what for what?" You look at that and you're like, "That's a little Matchbox, 99 cents still today," and you're going to pay what for that? So kind of interesting.
Yeah, I know it. So like anything else, anytime there's these auctions, I like to just go read the comments. And the comments are freaking comical on this thing. So you look at the comments. One dude is like, "Hey, can I get a Carfax for each one of those cars?" And just
That's
stupid
good.
shit in there. It's hilarious.
So back to do you guys want to go back to the top of the Rolex, or what you feel is going to happen with that, or are we done with the whole?
No. We can go back to it. So I don't know. Rolex is Rolex. They've taken a little bit of dip in the aftermarket. I don't know this is going to hurt Rolex. I'm optimistic this might help Tag. It may open up Tag to guys like us know who Tag is, but there a whole realm of people that never might have looked at a Tag Heuer may give them some sales.
But I think it would bring up the value of the tags, don't you guys? Because they're going to associate F1 Tag
history.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my Aqua Racer today.
Right. Well,
so
that wasn't planned, was it, Matt?
No, actually, it wasn't. It really wasn't planned. It was the first. My closet. I don't want to wake Stacey up this morning, so I always kind of go in and I kind of grab a watch, and I kind of know which ones are. I was wearing a blue thing, so I just grabbed it. So
I do think that, as you all noted, that this was kind of an ongoing conversation over the last couple of years with Rolex getting out or bringing in a new sponsor. But Rolex has been trying to up their manufacturing levels, right, to produce more watches. They're at roughly 1 million watches a year right now. And you have to think that if F1 came to them, a couple years ago when the Netflix series came out and they started seeing their numbers go up, you kind of know what's going to come next. And my mind is going that Rolex probably sitting here thinking, well, shit, we're pouring so much money into new manufacturing that we can't afford $150 million a year.
50 million, yeah.
50 million, whatever, over another 10 years. So $500 million when we're trying to up our manufacturing game to hit, market demand.
Well, on the flip side, with Heuer, last year they came out with those retro watches, right? They have a deep history, and they haven't been very forward, I would say. I wouldn't say that they were top of mind when you start talking about watch people, unless they are car people first. So
and then
it's going to be a boon. I think it's going to be a boon.
And you have to look at philosophy of watch selling. All right. So we talked about this before. Rolex could make as many watches as they want, but they don't. They artificially keep the production low to keep demand high.
Well, how do you know
I
that?
don't think
I don't think
true.
so. I don't think that's the case. No, I think they can only produce so many watches.
I think the dealers, the ADs, pair out the watches to who they wish. And you know that if you look at these secondary sellers, there's a lot of people that get watches whenever they want, and they continually have a flow.
Yeah,
of
but
fresh...
a lot of ADs too. They're I don't know. I kind of disagree with you as well on that, because now there's a lot of talk where people are saying, "Can you bring your watch in?" Because they don't want you to flip that watch. So, like when I go in, I usually, hey, can I get my watch cleaned, or can I, so they see that I still have this watch or that watch, because from what I've been told from my AD is they aren't allowed to ask, like, do you still have the watch or not? But they know who's flipping, and they know, and for them, they're looking at it as, hey, I'd rather sell it to somebody who is going to enjoy the watch opposed to somebody else making money on a quick flip. And now that the prices have gone down, I mean, look, when I got that Sprite, I got it for, I think 12. I sold it for 14.
Right.
It's selling for now 17. Yeah. But way back when they were $30,000. So, and Matt, back to your thing, I just, as a manufacturer myself, you can only produce so much stuff.
Maybe that was my point. My point is, so even if they're not artificially doing it, if they have limitations on their production, they can't keep up with demand now. You walk in and there's a waiting list. We all know
for GMTs.
All right,
for GMTs,
for a lot of models. I mean, so I went
there's
to the mall.
There's still waiting list for.
There's a waiting list for an Air King.
Air King.
I mean, there's a waiting list for an Air King. So you can go out and buy if you want a brand new one. Go ahead, Casey.
They got nothing.
So I went in to get my Jubilee bracelet adjusted because my tools wouldn't. I couldn't. I was kind of starting to mar up the screw. Anyhow, so I went in.
What were you doing there?
Adjusting the bracelet. So I went in and talked to a new sales guy. The way he explained it to me was each salesperson can have their own basically book of business. Then they essentially have some sort of lottery for what model a salesperson get when the AD gets the watch. So his name is Kyle. He's like, if you sign up with me, if you want a watch, then I'm new here. My list is pretty short, so you're likely to get a watch sooner. But if you want, I really want a deep sea. I really like the deep sea. He's like, I can probably get you that in a couple weeks. So is a couple weeks, is that a wait? Yes, for maybe, sure. But that's pretty damn short too.
I guess my point is Rolex doesn't need to spend $50 million to gain more business when they have a hard time keeping up with the business they already have. Yeah, but whereas someone like LVMH and Tag Heuer, they don't mind spending $150 million or whatever it is, because they're going to sell as many watches as they can make. And when they sell it, they're going to keep making more. I mean, it's a win for them.
Well, I like the conversation because, Matt, how you started the conversation was typically the internet talking point that they're holding back just to falsify the market here in the demand, right? And then you've got two different perspectives here, especially from the manufacturer, where maybe that's not the story. So when somebody doesn't get something that they want, they're just going to be
making an excuse.
Yeah.
And let's say it's facts. We live in what I like to call an instant gratification society. You know, if you see something on, that you want, society's gotten us to where we want to walk into a dealer and freaking buy it. And
we don't want to walk in anywhere. We want to just order it.
Right. We don't want to have to wait.
I don't want to talk to anybody.
A couple weeks or a couple months or a year. Or I got a buddy that's been on a waiting list for like a year and a half. I mean, Kevin, shit, you were on the waiting list for how long before they called you about your Sprite?
True, and I'm on a waiting list for 3 years now, going for the Snoopy, for the Omega.
Yeah, I mean, come on, that's so nobody, whereas.
And the shitty thing is I did get called up for a Hulk, and I hope it didn't but I was going on an airplane, and she would not hold it for me, and I was gonna send Aaron over there, and they said no, it has to be you, and I'm like.
It's my wife.
It's my wife.
It's my wife. Right. And they're like, no, it has to be you. So
now I'm not going to sit here and pretend that, a Tag Heuer is the same quality or build as a Rolex. I'm not.
Why not?
Why not? They both sell time. Why not?
They do, but I don't necessarily. I mean, well, let me take that back. I've had no issue with my Tag. I love my Tag, and it tells great time. And it was, $6,000 versus, a new Rolex at double that price. And maybe that's just, volume versus being a niche builder. Who knows? I don't know.
I will say, though, I have a time graph. Is that what it's called, James? A little meter. Mm-hmm. So it shows your beats. And
time grapher.
Yeah, time grapher. So I put a Rolex, my Submariner, on it, and it was spot on. And I have a 23 Calibre or 28 tag, and it wasn't quite. I was very impressed. I was like, "Whoa, okay, now I know why I paid this kind of money for this watch." It was, and it had been sitting in the drawer for. But I threw a Seiko on there as well.
Speaking of wait lists, Kevin's on the wait list here for James's Seikos. It's going to be years. Years, buddy.
So, I'm excited about this news. I mean, like I said, even though I'm not the biggest F1 follower, although maybe I've never watched Drive to Survive. Maybe I'll watch it on Netflix.
It's really good. It's really well done.
But because of that, I am a Tag Heuer fan, so I'm excited about what this might do for the brand. At least,
James, what do you think it will do with the 24-hour Rolex? Do you think that will change as well?
No, I think 24-hour Rolex. I think that's their premier event. Right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Why would they get out of that?
But what happens if the France family says, "Hey, they got this much Seiko? It's going to be 24 hours to Seiko." I know in our eyes it will always be the 24-hour Rolex, but
listen, it happens in NASCAR all the time. I mean, the Coca-Cola 500 become the Firecracker 5. I mean, it happens all the time.
The Winston Cup also forever, right? It was the Winston Cup forever.
It was exactly, yeah.
Right?
There's also horse events that I'm familiar with back in Kentucky. That's the Rolex 3-day event, or the Rolex this or that. And again, it would be weird if it changed.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: is what's Rolex dropping for 24 hours? Right? What are they dropping? They're not. I mean, you have to have a marketing budget. You got to be sponsoring. They're all over the place, right? Casey, they're sponsoring the horse events and such.
Boating events. They do a lot of boating events. Tag is big into yachting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, we'll see how it all happens. I mean, F1 is growing so quickly. Just the fact that 10 years ago I would mention F1 and people wouldn't even know what it was. Yeah. And now my daughter knows who Lando is. right?
And it's funny, I was watching a TV show on Netflix. In fact, because I watched that TV show, it's the same time I bought that Savette. Is that how you say, James?
Sever?
Yeah, Sever. Because I was learning the history. And the guy that who owns now all the F1 rights, he came to all the drivers and said, I'll give you it's $1 million. And he bought all the broadcasting rights and said, I'll give you 10% for $100,000. But they looked at it as, well, that $100,000 is a lot of testing back in the 70s. He bought it all up. And now he's one of, and
Bernie
he's one of the richest.
Yeah. Well, what I think is amazing is Bernie Ecclestone, he's worth a lot of money, right? And so shrewd in what he did with F1. And then Liberty came in, bought the rights. And then what did they do to the F1? I mean, just think of the value that they put in there, because I thought they were kind of crazy throwing out the money that they did to buy him from Bernie Ecclestone, but it's paid off in spades.
Yeah.
100%.
It's amazing how deals happen like that. And now, everyone says hindsight's 2020, but like he was telling a story and other people were telling a story. And in fact, like James Hunt, he was one of the first people, his team. And he was like, no, we just lost James Hunt to John Players. We need the money for R&D. And they were like, we should have did it. And we did it. And then I was learning about the French guy and stuff like that, and how he was a protege of one of the F1s. I'm like, you know what? I don't have that watch there. And okay, there's some history behind it. Well, I got it now too. And I got it the year before he passed away. So
I got mine in France.
Okay. Nice.
Aren't you
La-di-da.
Well, I say from France. I didn't get it there, but from there. So same driver, right? Yeah.
I got mine from Japan.
Not Malaysia?
There too, but it's a Japanese version. Well, we'll see what happens with with that. So I guess, guys, we got a lot of things coming up. We got Amelia coming up. So I'll see you, James, maybe. That's
Gator Crawl.
And then, well, I don't know if I get an invite to dinner, but we'll see. But so Gator Crawls after, are you guys just going to stay the week, or you got to go back up to North Carolina? Because you're going to be down here for Meekum, and then the following weekend is
we'll go up. We'll go back.
You're going to Meekum, then you're going to Miami, right?
I'm not doing Miami.
Oh, okay.
No, none of us doing Miami.
No.
Okay.
DRT.
We were going to,
which
I would have loved to go because it's going to be the last year at the mall. But just logistically, I couldn't do it. And then we have Ruckus coming up.
Texas Hill Country registration was today. There's a lot going on.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Casey, are you still doing your rally?
Yeah, I sent out the initial, the website's updated, fsirally.com.
Can we go?
I we'll see.
As ambassadors?
Yeah, we'll see.
As
ambassadors.
I've got a couple of the guys from last year already signed up, but it's the first weekend in May. And it'll be up here in Roanoke this year.
Is that the same? When's the dates for Ruckus, James? I think it's the same weekend.
I don't have my email open. Sorry.
Where is Ruckus?
In Virginia.
When's your event, Casey?
May 1st to 3rd or 1st to 4th. Excuse me.
So it is the same weekend, May 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and the 3rd.
There you go.
Damn.
So we're going to be.
So it's going to be in Stanton.
Stanton. It's a stupid spelling of Stanton. Yeah.
Okay. And I guess it's going to go through West Virginia as well. So
nice.
1st through the 4th.
Yeah.
Yep, that's when mine is.
I may do the 912.
There you go.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, we got Amelia, and then I'm going to be up visiting Casey's neck of the woods in March.
He's out of
some
town.
redneck shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then is anybody doing Radwood? Are you going to do that, Matt?
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah.
Where is that?
It's Amelia. Yeah. It's on a Saturday.
Yeah, I'm going to go. It's Saturday. Yeah, so I'm going to go. I'll be there for Friday for works. I'll be there Saturday for Radwood and everything, and I'm up in the air whether I stay for Sunday or not.
What day is it? That's in March, isn't it?
It'll be March. It's March
6 or something like that.
So the weekend before you come up here.
Yes, it's the weekend before I come up there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
on the fence.
Because I would still love to get down to Amelia. That would give me a reason to drive down that weekend, that Friday, Saturday.
Drive,
so that's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then I took the
Casey, drive halfway, stay here, and then go down with us.
Yeah, that I need to look into that. Yeah.
James, are you going to be in Amelia?
I'm on the fence, but if there's some things that are kind of falling in place that I may need to be there. So
fair enough.
Yeah.
Is Dave going?
Yeah, Dave will do his Rensport, or what is it? The
Works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll be there the whole weekend. I doubt Stacy will be with me. She doesn't really take, especially because we're going to be on vacation the following week. So I don't know if she'll be with me or not, but I'll definitely be there. I already registered and everything.
Party on.
I didn't do the lawn this year though. I'm just going to do the corral.
All right.
So
there you go.
All right, fellas. Well, that is it, which is cool. We still got a bunch of topics left over that we can cover next week. So yeah.
Well, happy 2025.
Happy 2025. It's going to be a freaking awesome year. We're not going to quite make 100 episodes by the end of the year, but we're going to be damn close. I mean, I think this is going to be 49 or 48 or 49 right now. So
let's go. Maybe we have a few special editions.
Yeah, who knows? If we do a couple of things, we might actually hit 100 by the end of the year. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you for listening. As always, head over to our website, whiskeyWatchesWheels.com. And then
so from now on, we're going to start posting.
Yes. So a little inside baseball. The way we used to do things was we would record, and then we would go through and hold that recording and release it the following Wednesday. So basically, you'd be listening to something that was a week old. We're no longer doing that. As soon as we get off this podcast tonight, I'm going to let everything upload. I'm going to edit the entire episode, and it will get launched tonight, sometime overnight. And so tomorrow morning, it'll be live and ready for everyone to listen. So that way, when we're talking about topics like F1 and all this other stuff, you're not waiting a week to hear it. It's live.
Yeah, it's not old news, because we noticed that we talk about something and then some of the big guys talk about it, and we're like, we just talked about that, but we're behind the A-ball.
We talk about it first, but we don't get credit because it airs a week later. So now it'll be more timely. So.
It has nothing to do with the amount of listeners.
No, absolutely not. Listen, there is 150 people out there that listen to us. Now, whether they
on YouTube.
On YouTube.
You don't know how many on Spotify.
There's quite a bit more. And you know what? At the end of the day, we have George, and that's all I care about. We have George, and and so we're good to go.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
see you guys.
All right, fellas. We'll catch you guys later. Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.